Hello, hello, hello. Last stream we finished Endwalker. That doesn't by any means mean that we're done. I have multiple things that I need to do. The thing that I want to do the most is unlock the Endwalker relics, because I'm getting Tombstones of Poetics from doing Bosnia that I could spend on the Endwalker relics, that then I'm working on 2 relics at the same time. But in order to unlock the Endwalker relic, I need to do an entire quest line that starts in a Realm Reborn that I have not done. But also, I haven't done any of the role quests for Endwalker. So what my plan is for today is, given that I streamed late, very late yesterday, I might not necessarily go as hard today, and we'll do 1 or 2 of the role quests and maybe some Bosnia. Because I have done some Bosnia. I now have enough for both fates and critical engagements to finish Zone 1 and 2 in Zadnor. The only thing is that I still need to do critical engagements in Zone 3. So we're going to start by turning those in. Seika, the House of Splendor's representative overseeing this transaction, has arrived with the reagent. May I assume you have the requested parts? Because hopefully now that this quest is done, it'll also mean that I stop getting these items. I think this is only a one-off. I hope it's only a one-off. Huh. Yeah, everything appears to be in order. As agreed, here's the reagent. Wait, I know you. Well, of you at any rate. Good of you to be taking time away from your forge just to make a delivery. Think nothing of it. Having carried out my fair share of weapon repairs and alterations, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious to see what it might be used for. Unfortunately, it took me longer to get here than I expected, so I'd better get back to my other commissions. When you're finished here, perhaps we could discuss your work over drinks and idle. Yes, before I leave, there was a proposal I wish to make. A wholesale contract for subsequent shipments of reagent. As a fellow artisan, I'm sure you can appreciate the convenience of a surplus stock. What's more, such a contract would eliminate much of the clerical work in requesting more from our goblin colleagues. We will eventually have need of more reagent, but enough to warrant a wholesale contract. Just think of it as a friendly agreement between artisans. Sorry, lass. The answer's no. I'd rather bore my own head than agree to any more deals with the House of Splendors of all bloody places. You must forgive Geralt. He's not usually so forthright in these negotiations. That said, I cannot help but suspect Mistress Rowena has some ulterior motive in allowing such a contract to be signed on her behalf. Well, you are free to believe what you will. With or without this contract, so long as the goblins get their parts, we can continue to do business. My invitation to Idleshire still stands, by the way. I hope you'll consider it when your work here is finished. If she would still welcome Geralt in Idleshire after his little outburst, perhaps her offer truly was in good faith. You are returned. Regana's attendants arrived with a shipment of alloy not long ago. May I presume you found an ample inspiration for your memoirs? $29, $30. Everything's accounted for. Here's your alloy, as promised. Pleasure to do business with you. Though, may I ask why the House of Splendor sent 2 representatives for this transaction? Considering the difficulties likely involved in penning these memoirs, we thought it best to leave nothing to chance with this particular shipment. In any case, 60 volumes of anything's rather a lot, so we decided to share the load. Though there was one other reason we both elected to come. Those chiseled muscles, that rugged jawline. You must be Geralt, the world-renowned blacksmith. I've heard many a tale of the wonders born from your forge. Aye, a master smith whose striking good looks are matched only by his incomparable business acumen. In fact, we wish to make you a proposition, an exclusive contract for wholesale shipments of our alloy. If anyone can realise the potential of this king among metals, it would be the illustrious Geralt Blackthorn. Well, it's nice to see someone finally recognises my talent for what it is. And you're absolutely right. I'm sure I could find a use for more of this here alloy. Mayhap a new line of kettles, or... Take this deal and you can write your own bloody memoirs. But you know damn well waxing poetic ain't my strong suit. And what if Rowena found out I'm the one who wrote them? Fine, if that's the way you want it to be. Guess we'll have to decline the offer. So Rowena has you wrapped around her finger, does she? What a pity. We'd hoped you might be interested in a little something on the side. It seems she's got you all to herself. Well, can't say we didn't try. Perhaps you should keep to the straight and narrow. And perhaps you should be running along. As you wish. We'll be back again when the Resistance has need of our services. Until then, Regana. So is Regana trying to do this behind Rowena's back? Because I know that she wants to make an empire that rivals the House of Splendor. So long as I don't actually have to do that stage again. The Fate stage is fine, it's just 30 Fates, that's not too bad. The critical engagements are annoying to spawn, because very few other people want to help. Are there blue? There's not really any blues in Razat Han. Huh. Oh yeah, I've not been to the airship landing. Let's do that real quick. Oh, something else that happened whilst I was in Zadnor. I got enough Bosnian crystals to buy the Construct 14 mount, which is basically the math robot from Ridder on the Lighthouse. Okay, Leminson Delegate. Shall we start with you? Why the fuck not? Oh, are we actually going to deal with Melwith? Ah, after. On behalf of Admiral Blohiswin, I thank you for your many deeds in service to Limsa Laminza. On behalf of my people, I thank you for your efforts in delivering this star from catastrophe. Unfortunately, we've received troubled tidings that beasts akin to those that plagued Razat Han have been sighted on the Lenosian coast. The Admiral has mustered the Maelstrom in hopes of quelling the threat. There's much we do not understand about our foe, and as such, your expertise in this arena would be a great boon to us. Will you help us? I'll do all that I can. Excellent. The Admiral will be heartened to have your knowledge and martial prowess on our side, I'm sure. Pray, set sail for Limsa as soon as you're able. The Secretariat at Maelstrom Command will apprise you of the details upon your arrival. Okay. I can do that very easily. Ah, our man in Razat Han told us to expect you. I'll inform the Admiral of your arrival. It's rare to have her come and meet us. Glad you could join us. I only wish it were under better circumstances. The grave news from the bounties not escaped our ears. I can scarce begin to imagine the horrors you've witnessed there. Although you and the Scions have averted the final days, blasphemies continue to appear in certain regions, Vilbrand among them. Tell her what we know. The first report came a few days ago from one of our men patrolling Skull Valley. He spoke of a fearsome creature unlike any native to our shores. While we had our suspicions, it was only later that a connection to the final days was confirmed by a most unlikely source. The Sahagin. We've been treating their tempered for some time now, and many have made a full recovery. Owing to this, some factions are eager to improve diplomatic relations with Limsa. It is one such faction that has provided the most comprehensive reports, in all their alarming detail. They speak of a most dreadful sight, their spawn brothers transforming into horrific beasts before their very eyes. Indeed, it's far too similar to the incidents in Razat Han to be mere coincidence. If our assumptions are correct, the first and most formidable of the beasts, a blasphemy, as it was decided we would call them, prowls our waters as we speak. We may have been spared the final days, but so long as this abomination remains to harry us, we cannot truly say the storm has passed. Fortunately, there have been no sightings of the blasphemy within the city. Nevertheless, if we are to spare our people the horror that befell Razat Han, the fiend must be dealt with, and quickly. Despite our investigative efforts, we remain very much in the dark as to the precise nature of the threat we face. Were we to recklessly dispatch large numbers of troops, we'd run the risk of having our own men corrupted. You can well imagine the carnage that would ensue. As such, Admiral Blohiswin has decided to keep those involved to a minimum, and lead the investigation herself. And I would have you at my side. What say you? You have my thanks. We'll depart at once to meet with our Sahagin allies and gather the knowledge we can. But we might devise a proper plan of attack. They're due to arrive at South Tidegate soon. I'll go on ahead and wait for you there. So is this... Is this kind of like a way of us interacting with the leaders of the grand company of Eorzea? Because I don't hate that. If that is the case. Well past our agreed upon meeting time, Sahagin are nowhere to be seen. They do not seem the sort to break their word. This bodes ill. Let us leave the place to the guard and search Hearthstone for any sign of them. Oh yeah, when do I unlock... It's not here, it's Morobi, I think. When do I unlock my island sanctuary? I mean, that doesn't look that out of place. Null's in danger. Quickly, to his aid. Hello. What level is this quest? $85. Okay. I guess I didn't get the role quests until quite late, so yeah, they wouldn't start at 90. Sorry, at 80. I think I said 95 instead of 85 earlier as well. Whoops. Many thanks, Shorewalker. Pray tell, is my companion safe? Psha, the Admiral herself comes to our aid. Glad tidings indeed. You too have my boundless gratitude for saving my life. Let us quit this place before those beasts return. Everyone's still alive. Good. Not if we stay out here too long. Inside. Quickly. Thank you, my friends. Those ghastly beasts would have made short work of us had you not intervened. And yet it brought me no joy to watch them die. For unbearable as it may sound, until a short time ago, they were none other than our very own spawn brothers. At first we thought them merely cursed, but our talismans and magics availed us not. Aye, 'twas no curse, 'twas an evil like no other. Innocent souls transformed against their will into unholy beasts called blasphemies. Blasphemies. Pray, tell us more. That would be your area of expertise. Oh, the lights are making me yawny. Okay. Turned into beasts by the power of despair. This is horrifying indeed. Thus far, the phenomena here in Lenosha have been limited to the Sahagin. Why is that? I cannot say, Yet I wonder if the crushing tide are involved in some way. I know naught of this crushing tide. Word of them has yet to reach you, I see. It all began when the Indigo Matriarch, the queen of our kind, was stricken with a grave malady. Tragic as this was, there was one small solace. She was not fond of shorewalkers, and so, deprived of her leadership, more of my kind came to see the wisdom in making peace with Limsa Lominsa. There remain, of course, those who would oppose our cause. They formed a group they called the Crushing Tide. Even now they seek to summon the Lord of the Whirl anew and consign all finless ones unto the briny deep. However, they lack the crystals necessary to do so. Denied the power they crave, they can do naught but gnash their teeth in desperation. And you suspect those feelings of helplessness are the cause of their transformations? Would make sense. Just so. Those of our spawn brothers who turned into those beasts had been fraternizing with the crushing tide. Despite our differences, we cannot abandon our kin to such a cruel fate. Yet we must be careful not to drive them to still deeper despair. Yes, we must consider the situation carefully, lest we bring destruction upon all kind. Tell me this, are the Crushing Tide even now under Leviathan's thrall? If freed from their drowned state, might they not listen to reason? Were it only so simple. All but a few are long since cured. They walk this path of their own free will. In that case, they may yet be dissuaded from their present course. For the sake of our nascent alliance, we will do all we can to save your brethren. Fortunately, a most capable ally stands with us. Jesus. For this woman has bested many a formidable foe, including Leviathan. The great Afterburn in the flesh. Honored am I to stand in your presence. Together, we will weather this storm and usher in a new age of harmony. This I swear. There's much to be done. For now, let us return to our homes and prepare as best we can for the trials ahead. Should we discover aught of value, we'll be sure to share it with you. I ask that you do the same. Indeed we shall. Until such time I watch over my spawn brothers and pray no more succumb to the change. It would have been nice if there was some acknowledgement of Nov's clutchmates and stuff. The Sahagin tribal quests, because the Sahagin fucking love me. So how many... Fucking hell. How many role quests are there? Welcome back. Thanks to you and Null, I now possess a proper understanding of the challenge we face. It is a daunting task that lies before us. We'll continue to cooperate with the Sahagin to learn all we can. Once we have located the blasphemy, I will have need of your strength. Till then, I ask you remain at the ready. Clearly, the storm clouds have only begun to gather. So yeah, that's 85. And then it goes to 86. So is there 5? Endwalker role quests. There is. Yes. Well, there's 6, because it's inclusive of 85. Okay. Yeah. Your timing could not be better. The Admiral has just this moment returned from meeting with the Sahagin. I shall inform her of your arrival. Ah, I'm glad you're here. We've decided on our next course of action. As you know, we face 2 distinct but interconnected challenges. The transformations occurring among the Sahagin may be one. The blasphemy itself is the root of the problem. Thus far, those who've succumbed to the change have all been affiliated with the Crushing Tide, who continue to resist our diplomatic efforts. Were we to put a stop to the phenomenon, as well as address their grievances, we may yet have a chance at peace. To that end, I would propose a double-pronged approach. On one front, we shall work in tandem with our Sahagin allies to redouble our patrols. Should the blasphemy surface, we will share this knowledge and move immediately to dispatch the threat. At the same time, we will pursue a dialogue with the Crushing Tide. We need to bring them back to the negotiating table, and then see what can be done to convince them to stand down. A key point will no doubt be the lingering issue of securing land for their spawning grounds. It is a discussion I intend to approach with an open mind. It will be no easy task, but we succeeded with the kobolds, and I have faith that we will succeed with the Sahagin as well, so long as we parley in good faith. I can only hope the Crushing Tide share that sentiment. You're wise to temper your expectations, but I would not abandon hope ere we try. At any rate, Null has sent word that one Dao, a priest who styles himself the leader of the Crushing Tide, has grudgingly agreed to hear us out. I will parley with him face to face at the Sapsa spawning grounds, and would have you at my side, if you do not object, that is. In that case, pray, join me at South Tidegate when you're ready. Okay. Sup? All prepared, are you? Dao's not known for his patience. We must take care not to incur his ire. I was told he would be at the spawning grounds upon our arrival, but it appears he has been delayed. Let us speak with the Sahagin here. Mayhap one of them will be able to shed light on what may be keeping him. One more thing. I come here as a representative of Limsa Laminza on a diplomatic mission. Should the talk deteriorate and things come to blows, I cannot be seen to bloody my hands. I trust that you understand. And with that, let us be off. I have done that fate way too many fucking times. I'm having flashbacks to a Realm Reborn relics. What is this? Since when are filthy shorewalkers free to intrude upon our sacred spawning grounds? Pray, forgive our intrusion. We seek an audience with Speaker Dao. Where might we find him? You will do no such thing, Shorewalker. We have not forgotten what you did to Lord Leviathan. Begone! You won't get much out of this one. Let's try elsewhere. Why do you trespass in our domain, vile Shorewalkers? We mean you no harm. We come only for a peaceful parley with your leader, Master Dao. Where might we find him? Pshaw! We desire no parley with the Shorewalkers who would steal our home. Were it not for your insatiable selfishness, we Sahagin would grow and flourish. Your grievances are justified. That is why I would speak with Master Dao and work toward a peaceful solution. Pshaw! Empty words from the thieving Shorewalker. But so be it. Soon you shall learn the futility of your efforts. The Shorewalkers didn't steal the land from you, though. Canonically. The calamity caused you to need more land. So you took this bit of land, which you weren't originally on. So, you're the invader. It doesn't matter if this was an ancient area that you came to live on. You pushed people that had lived their entire lives, that had had multiple generations and all the rest of it on this land. You pushed them out. That makes you the invader. Zionism. Speaker Dao is currently overseeing security at the spawning grounds. You will find him by the entrance. And mark my words, you will wish you hadn't. We shall see. Thank you for your aid. Well, that was easy. Pshaw! Doorwalkers in our spawning grounds. To what do I owe the displeasure? Speaker Dao, I presume. Our apologies for entering into your home unannounced. I am Merlwib Bloofswin, Chief Admiral of Limsala Minza, and this is Afterbun. We come seeking a parley, that we might strive for peace between our peoples. Parley, you say? I thought that they were aware of this. I thought that we were deliberately coming to meet them, as had been arranged. Isn't that why we found it odd that they weren't at the Tide Gate? I'm confused. Prolonging this conflict any further will lead only to needless suffering. The menace both our people face is great indeed. If ever there was a time to set aside our differences and come together for the greater good, it is now. I invite you to join us at South Tidegate for formal negotiations. Shorewalkers and Sahagin coming together? What assurance do I have that you will not slit our gills the moment we set foot within your territory? I can offer naught but my word. We open our gates to you and invite you into our home as a show of respect. I do not trust you, Shorewalker, but let it never be said that Dao of the Crushing Tide was a coward. I accept your offer, but attempt any treachery or subterfuge, and your people will drown in their own blood. Very well, Master Dao. I look forward to a productive discussion. Let us return then. I shall send word to Null as well. I would have our Sahagin allies join us at the parley. What a name. Oh. Oh. Princess Snuggle Bunny. The free company is called Sticky, and the shortening for it is Moist. I mean, also, don't fucking do that. Don't just send people invitations. Fucking talk to them. Jesus Christ. I don't much like the clearly automated spam tells, but I prefer that to just being sent an invitation I haven't asked for. Thank you for joining us here, Master Dao. Pshaw, the air here sickens me. Be brief. Aye, let us get straight to the heart of the matter. A common threat looms before us, one more powerful than any primal, with the potential to bring death without end to both Sahagin and Leminson alike. These circumstances call for swift and united action. You doubt our intentions, but I remind you that we have liberated many of your kin from Leviathan's enthrallment. They and countless other Sahagin have joined us, of their own free will, that we may ensure the survival of both our peoples. Aye, by their deeds have the Leminsons proven themselves worthy of our trust. Master Dao, you and your crushing tide want only to secure a future for your people. I say to you, this can only be done by confronting this threat together. Threats. Threats! What is this threat you speak of? If it is unity you crave, then submit yourself to our command. Be as the Serpent Reavers. They are the only shorewalkers I deign call friend. You would ask us to willingly surrender ourselves to your Lord of the World. I do. For that, and that alone, will ensure peace between us. Preposterous! You propose not alliance, but servitude. This way lies nothing but death for all Sahagin. Do you hear this, my spawn brothers? The Shorewalkers have stolen this one's mind. He decries Lord Leviathan and espouses the lunacy of our sworn enemies. These treacherous wretches have abandoned our god and conspire to drive we faithful from our ancestral home. We cannot, we must not let this stand. For shame, forsaken by our spawn brothers. They side with the finless ones and blaspheme our Lord Leviathan. They who steal our spawning grounds and slaughter our children. Our future! Our future! Behold! Behold this blessing! Lord Leviathan grants us greater and greater strength. You would call this a blessing? Such horrors! Flee! Flee for your lives! The beast makes for Elport. I leave this place to you.
Splendid, splendid. Let all our spawn brothers be blessed with such power.
As you can tell, I haven't acknowledged it, but I have changed my glamour so that it actually looks a bit more fitting now that we're no longer in space. Although it does mainly just make me look like Edge.
This is the second time you've saved my life, Shorewalker. My gratitude is as boundless as the sea. But what of the Admiral? We must go to her aid.
She'll be fine, she's got guns. In a fantasy setting, she's got a gun. She's fine. Oh. Never mind. Well, no, she's fine, but the others aren't. I was too late. I'm sorry.
There's no need for apologies. You are not responsible for my people's plight. But what I cannot fathom is Dao's response. How pleased he was to see his brothers become slavering beasts.
The fool believes it a blessing from Leviathan himself. Any hope for a peaceful solution will be lost should Dao and his crushing tide manage to wield these transformations as a weapon against us.
I shudder at the very thought. And yet the true threat, the blasphemy, is still out there, yes?
Just so. The first one to transform are those who've fallen into the deepest depths of despair. The more painful their anguish, the more fearsome and formidable they become in their bestial forms, and the greater their influence over others.
We can scarcely hope to stand against a legion of such foes.
Would that there was more my people could do to help. I'll have the Maelstrom patrol the seas for the blasphemy, but we might slay it with all due haste. This may well amount to naught. If the blasphemy too was born from a Sahagin, it could be sheltering in the depths, beyond the reach of our ships.
In that case, pray allow my spawn brothers and I to serve as your eyes beneath the sea.
Thank you, Noel. Through our efforts combined, we might yet weather this threat. As for your brothers who gave their lives today for our cause, I shall see that they are returned home to be laid to rest as they deserve.
You have my gratitude, Admiral.
And with that, we should return as well. There is much work to be done, and we should see it done quickly. So it's a lot of back and forth between Limsa and Aleport, huh? Okay. That's fine. I was just sharing our findings. So you see, the danger is exactly as the Sahagin described. While Dao and his ilk have no means of forcibly triggering the phenomenon at present, it is plain they intend to seek one out. Redouble our patrols offshore, and inform me at the first sign of anything out of the ordinary. It shall be done, Admiral. I worry we may be stretching ourselves too thin. Should the situation take a turn for the worse, I will recall our forces from Garlemald, yet I would reserve that as a last resort. For now, I must get to work securing reinforcements. I ask that you remain close by. We may have need of your strength all too soon. I cannot stop fucking yawning. The lights really... Ugh.
Old heroes never die. The Admiral left a message for you, and the news is not good. It appears a Laminson merchant ship was assailed by a Sahagin raiding party affiliated with the Crushing Tide. To further complicate matters, the vessel in question was carrying a shipment of crystals supplied to us by the kobolds of Ogomoro. Admiral suspects that Dao means to use the plundered crystals to summon Leviathan. She's gone to meet with Null that we and our Sahagin allies might take swift action. She bids you join her immediately. Should the worst come to the worst, your experience in combating primals may prove essential. Pray, make for South Tidegate and rendezvous with the Admiral. I need to get a decent night's sleep tonight. If I'm planning on doing a decent stream tomorrow, I need some decent sleep tonight, apparently. Though I don't know what we'll be doing tomorrow. It could be that tomorrow we start we could start the Hildebrand questlines. Or I could start a pure caster run in Dark Souls 2. Maybe. I'll see how I feel tomorrow. Thank you for coming. The situation's grim. The Crushing Tide plundered one of our trading ships and seized a goodly stash of Ogomoro crystals. Though their aim is clear, it appears they yet lack the quantity required to perform the summoning. Dao longs for the days when every Sahagin cried out for Lord Leviathan's deliverance, and will stop at nothing to see them return. I cannot fathom what the Crushing Tide are thinking. What satisfaction, what happiness can be found in giving over their hearts and minds to a false god? And so we must thwart their designs, lest the bonds we forge be forever broken. By the same token, we cannot ignore the blasphemy, nor the transformations its presence may bring about. A battle on two fronts, neither of which we can commit to at the expense of the other. As we sail into the eye of the storm, I would hear your counsel. What course of action would you propose? Might we turn to the three great pirate powers? That's a good question. Recruit the Yellow Jackets? Sounds like a job for the Company of Heroes. Ooh. That's not a bad shout. Company of Heroes? Now that's a name I've not heard in some time. 'Tis true they answered the call many a time. Indeed, other than you and yours, they are arguably none better suited to the task of primal slaying. But they disbanded over 5 years ago, and neither hide nor hair has been seen of their commander since. Absent their leader, I suspect they'll be reluctant to join our cause. Don't we know their leader? And yet, I can think of no better option. I'll contact Waistrat, their erstwhile commander's right-hand man, and see if he will not hear us out. I'll ask him to meet us at the Drowning Wench. Let us hope he is receptive to our offer. Null, might I trust you and your brothers to continue the search for the blasphemy in the meantime? But of course, Admiral. Should we discover anything, you will be the first to know. Alright, back to Limsa again. It really is just going to be so much hopping back and forth. It's not too bad, though. Could be a lot worse. I just wish I wasn't fucking yawning so much. Thank you. Whoever just bought that. Give me money.
My apologies for the delay. You're low? And here I swore 5 years ago I was done playing Hero. Hey guys. Could someone explain what this is all about? Believe it or not, I am a respectable man with respectable obligations these days. Take that polearm out your arsehole friend. And stop pretending you're not still a murderous bastard at heart. Watch that wicked tongue of yours, Uod, lest I skewer it and prove you right. Nothing like a reunion with dear companions over a bottle of the wench's finest vintage. That is why we're here, right? Sure. Long time no eye catch up, Landers. Rayflox is tummy tickled to see gobby friends again. Thank you for assembling on such short notice. Spare us the pleasantries, Admiral. Why are we here? I make a simple request. Reform the company of heroes and lend Limsa Laminza your strength. You've a reason, I'm sure. I'd hear it. So there you have it. A terrible fiend known as Blasphemy prowls our seas, transforming the Sahagin into ravening beasts. At the same time, the Sahagin themselves, specifically a hostile faction calling themselves the Crushing Tide, had declared their intention to summon Leviathan anew. Should they succeed, we'd be hard-pressed to deal with the Primal while still dealing with the other threats. A right pickle indeed. But the answer's no. The commander disbanded the company, and as his first mate, it's not my place to gainsay his final order. Sod that, I say. Have you forgotten our company's creed? The duty of the strongs to protect the weak. Are the people now in danger not the same men and women who we fought to defend years ago? The commander wouldn't have turned his back on them. Neither should we. Bold words, Landemnen. Do you truly believe that we can honour them as we are? Old mercenaries past their prime, lacking the commander whose wisdom and prowess saw them to glory once upon a time. Ah, yes, your commander. What if After here were to lead you in his stead? Surely you'd not question her abilities. An intriguing proposition. I, for one, would not be averse to serving under such a decorated hero. Gobby friend was goodly head for fighty think and goodly arm for thinky fight. As ringing an endorsement as any, I'd hear it from the woman herself. Do you believe you're capable of leading the company of heroes into battle? You've the stones to follow me. I don't see why not. I'm gonna stand up and try not to fall asleep. Now that's the confidence I'd expect from my commander. Very well. Consider us yours to lead. It probably doesn't help that I had dessert today when I don't normally have desserts. So there may be a certain amount of like sugar crashing happening as well. Now that's the confident... Oh, wait, yeah. I just read that. Literally just read that. 5 years to the day. Truth be told, I was enjoying the more leisurely life. But when duty calls... Wait. Before we proceed, I must ask. Have we no way of reaching out to the commander? Forgotten how he took his leave, have we? Up and vanishing so we could each find our own way, apart from him in the company. I doubt we'll see him again, much as I wish we could. To the matter at hand, the missions you'll undertake. First, you are to aid us tracking down the blasphemy that roams the sea. Second, you must prevent the crushing tide from summoning Leviathan at all costs. Oh, is that all? And there I thought we might get our feet wet with a real challenge. But in all seriousness, we should take care to decide who attends to what. Sounds like a job for our acting commander. I'm sure she'll give it to all due consideration. So if I understand this correctly, we're to bring down this so-called blasphemy. Of course, to do that, we'll need to find the damn thing first. We've also got to prevent the crushing tide from summoning their god, Leviathan. Tall order in and of itself. As acting commander, it's your job to decide who will be doing what, based on the skills we each have to offer. I'd recommend you start by having a chat with each of us. You might develop a sense of the strengths and weaknesses. Mostly strengths, of course. They're storied veterans under your command. My specialty, you ask? Why, impaling fiends with this lance of mine, of course. The stronger the foe, the better. None are a match for me. It would be folly to waste my talents on dealing with those slippery fishmen. Set me against that so-called blasphemy and I'll have the thing on a skewer before you can say Merle would blow Heavensward. I mean, yeah, it makes sense that they'd be on the, attack thing. A wise choice. Send Landaniel after the Sahagin, and he's like to help him summon Leviathan to sate his bloodlust. I will speak plain. I am not some battle-crazed barbarian like Landanel. As new of the tribe of peerless hunters, I conduct my affairs with discipline and prudence. As such, I know better than any that we rush headlong into a battle is rarely the best course of action. Far wiser is it to observe from afar and proceed with caution. Prevent the primal summoning. Very astute, if I do say so myself. There are few better suited to the task of averting needless bloodshed than the famously circumspect Uod Noon. As you well know, my vision's somewhat lacking these days. I can still defend myself when necessary, but I'd rather it not come to that. My condition also leaves me rather unsuited to scouting and searching. Wasn't always the case, but such is life. On the other hand, I'd like to think I've gotten quite good at sounding out the intentions of others during negotiations and the like. Prevent the primal summoning. You've a keen sense for these things, I see. More so than reconnaissance or battle, Shamani has a knack for working behind the scenes to see the company's goals achieved. So then presumably you're good for fighting? Brayflock's master remaker of Illuminati treasures. Offers much hand-lending with ingenuity. Far-seeing spyglass see far into ocean deep. Crackfires go boom and blast beasts into bitty pieces. I mean, pursuing and slaying would probably be good then. A logical choice, if I do say so myself. Brayflox's mastery of tools and armaments are sure to avail you in tracking and felling that beast. last but not least is you, then. It would seem everyone has their assignments. And I dare say the choices you've made are nigh impeccable. If I didn't know better, I'd think you'd been leading us for years. And with that, it's time we got to work. I've procured link pearls for one of them all. We can keep each other apprised of our progress. You may pick them up from Maelstrom Command. We'd best be off then. Should we have need to regroup or reconsider our strategy, call for us. I'll return to command and share these developments here with the Secretat and our Sahagin friends. Do join me if you can, Commander After. I mean, they abandoned the Grand Company rankings, but what is my rank? Storm Captain. Yeah, I never got to go higher than that because they never did anything with it. So yeah, I'm not quite a commander, but I am a captain. Ah, after. The Admiral has apprised me of the situation in full. Furnish her with a link pearl. Yes? Of course, Admiral. It would seem the company's trying to reach us. Already? Oh there, Commander. Just give the word and I'll come running. Lower your goddamn voice, will you? Watch your tongue or I'll track you down and rip yours out. You sound more like mortal enemies than old companions. That's where After comes in. I'm trusting you to whip them back into shape. Make them a force to be reckoned with. I'll have the Secretat contact you if there are any developments. I'd convey them to the entire company by link pearl, but we cannot afford anyone taking reckless action. In the meantime, I'll reach out to Null and see what he's gleaned about the crushing tide and their hideout. Let us hope for good tidings, Commander. Okay, so now we're halfway there. Grave news. We've just received word Candlekeep K is under attack. It would seem the crushing tide has struck again. The Admiral asks you to deploy the company of heroes at once. Our man here will act as your signal. Company of heroes is awaiting your orders. How is he going to relay my orders when I have a link pearl that literally does that? Candlekeep Key. Both Lendenal and Uod Noon should be close by. What are your instructions? Lendenal is a hot-headed warrior who lives for the thrill of battle, while Uod Nun is a calm and calculating hunter. Both can serve you well, better if assigned to a task suited to their skills. Okay. So then drive the crushing tide away. Consider it done, Commander. See the residents of Candlekeep Key evacuated. Understood. The rest of us will head there at once. I'll tell the Admiral you and the company of heroes are on your way. Godspeed. Is there a blue quest? There is not a new blue quest. That's fine. I know that this is where we can go to the Island Sanctuary, but I don't actually know how to unlock it or anything. It's probably in one of the later post-patches. Well, actually, I say that. It's probably not necessarily that late. Hi, guys. Well, they beat the shit out of some of them. Worry not. The tide has already ebbed, if you follow my meaning. That was quick. Good job, guys. Perhaps you're curious how your men carried out your orders? You'll be pleased to hear that Landenel led the attack with his characteristic aplomb, dancing amongst his foes with such speed and ferocity they were dizzying to watch. Uod Noon made full use of his talents in leading the rescue effort. Not a single man, woman or child suffered so much as a scratch. I had my doubts at first, but you've passed your first trial as acting commander. Or acting captain, with flying colours. I thought I was commander. Not captain. The battle's over, I see. It is good to see the company of heroes can still live up to its name. I demand answers. Why did you target Candlekeep Key? I spit on your questions, filthy shorewalker. I was hoping we might do this the easy way, but if you insist. So you would torture us? You shorewalkers are all the same. Savage brutes, the lot of you. Torture? Please, we are not so uncivilized as that, my slippery friend. Brayflock's shiny treasure will have Fishman trading tongue flaps in no time. Allow me to explain. Shamani, Lamani, and Brayflocks are well practiced in the art of interrogation. Shamani has a sharp mind, as I'm sure you've noticed, and a knack for getting information out of uncooperative types with minimum fuss. Brayflocks, on the other hand, her methods can be unconventional, to say the least, but it's hard to argue with the results. Well, choice is yours to make. Brayflocks, I choose you! No. Shamani Lamani sounds like they would be better. But of course, Commander. Watch as I get him talking without so much as lifting a finger. They tell me your kind are particularly fond of Lenosian oranges. Might I interest you in a glass of delightful orange wine brewed from our latest harvest? This is another glass, Shorewalker. I demand it in return for the crimes you've committed against my spawn brothers. A mere glass, my friend? Why, I'd be more than happy to offer you a full bottle, nay, an entire cask, if you provide us the answers we seek. We have a deal, Shorewalker. For a cask of that blissful beverage, I will tell you all my secrets. That was easy. Again, I ask, why did you target Candlekeep Key? Dao himself gave the order. Said we must establish a foothold in preparation for our assault on the city. He means to attack Limsa Laminza itself. With your numbers, that would be folly. Speaker Dao commands power beyond the comprehension of you shorewalkers. We've dealt with Leviathan before. You misunderstand. Speaker Dao says it is a greater power still. The very first being blessed by our Lord. The blasphemy. Blasphemy. Tell us where Dao is. An island far to the south and east. There he performs the rite that will summon forth the Divine One and deliver my brothers and I to glory. Thank you for your cooperation. I suspect Dao's hiding out somewhere in the Celades. Sedales? A deserted isle, most likely. Don't know much about these so-called blasphemies. Can they truly be tamed so easily? We have no evidence they can, but we must operate under the assumption that Dao has found a way. I'll ready a ship. We set sail for the Sea Dillies at once. Prepare yourself. And meet me at the docks as soon as you're ready. I'll have Shamani and Brayflox continue the interrogation in the meantime. Our friends here might still be hiding something from us. To the docks. Oh, okay, no, to the Fisherman's Guild. Not the dock. I thought it was going to be, like, ocean fishing. Everyone's here? Good. We make for the Seedales in search of Dao's hideout. Our friend Noel will be waiting for us there. But Blasphemy too may be present. Be vigilant. Keep your weapons at the ready. Well, Commander, do you have any words for your men on the eve of battle? The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. We meet again, Dao. Where is the blasphemy? Tell us now so we may end this madness. Oh, geez. What is that? What model is that? Oh, Archeotanya. Okay. Makes sense, I guess. Speak of the bloody devil. There it is. The dread beast I saw beneath the waves. The source of our woes. Wait, I thought there was still like 2 quests after this one. The echo of all the times. Are we finding out who it was? Defend the commander. That's a huge bitch. I bring grave tidings, my queen. The wretched shorewalkers poison the minds of my spawn brothers with false words and foul magics. Our poor beguiled brethren renounce Lord Leviathan and name him a false god. They treat with Limsa Laminza. Some even call for an alliance. We must summon him, that the lost might receive of his blessing anew. This I would gladly do, had our stock of crystals not run dry. Spawning time is nearly upon us, yet you fight and bicker amongst ourselves. How am I to birth a new brood, when my children grown stand divided? Who dares enter the sacred chamber? Forgive my intrusion, Queen Mother. I speak for the Sahagin who seek an accord with the Shorewalkers. A new age is upon us. We needn't turn to false gods, nor foment bitterness and bloodshed in our precious spawning grounds. The Shorewalkers have changed. They endeavor to understand us, to share these lands with us. They may have peace, and we are spawning grounds. Could this be true? Lies, lies. Do not be deceived by that one's delusions, my queen. He is a heathen who has strayed from Lord Leviathan's light. The Shorewalkers are oathbreakers now and forevermore. As they extend one hand in friendship, they clutch a dagger in the other. We are beasts in their eyes, deserving of naught but slaughter. Oh, for a blessed moment I felt the faintest touch of hope. But you are right, Dao. They are demons, and we are damned. Oh, for woe! My poor children have lost their faith, their minds poisoned by lies. They turn away from the Lord of the World and cast their lot with the enemy. 'Tis so, my queen, 'tis so. We have no choice but to abandon our sacred spawning grounds and sink to the ocean's floor to rot and decay. Thou, dearest of my children, you tell them that we have no future. How can I bring new life into this world, knowing my brood will have their hearts stolen? I cannot. What's happening? Please, my queen, you must calm yourself. Okay. So that's the queen. Makes sense. Such power, such beauty. A blessing from Lord Leviathan himself. I forgot how much doing any attempt at Sahagian voices fucks my throat up. So this is the blasphemy, eh? I can see what all the fuss was about. Have your wits about you? Good. If you can fight, now is the time. Are we going to tell anyone that this is the queen? Strike now, my queen. Send the Shorewalkers and their honorless leader to her death. Okay, well, we didn't need to tell anyone. What's this? Oh. Like a paralytic attack? What's happening? Can't feel my legs. Why, mother? Are we not your children too? Squeeze. She can't differentiate friend and foe. Damn it! Cannot weather another blow like the last. Commander? The original commander? Still don't know what in the 7 hours just happened, but I'll be damned if I'm gonna go down without a fight. Steady. The beast is feeding on our ether. Will not survive a head-on fight. Lendenal, Uod, remember the company stratagem when faced with overwhelming odds. Run away! Retreat! Retreat! Let's get ourselves the bloody hells out of here. Smart. And it makes sense why this is still like 2 more quests before the quest line is finished. Why does he look like a Zelda character? He kind of reminds me of the villain from Skyward Sword. Damn it all! You'd have better luck holding back the tide. How goes it, friends? Is what I would normally ask, but judging from the muttered cursing, I gather it did not go all that well. We barely escaped with our lives. To think the damned beast had the power to stop us in our tracks. Literally. What do we know of the creature's origins? Was it once a Sahagin, as you suspected? Mayhap the echo afforded after some insight. Also, we heard Dao calling it his queen. You don't need the echo to put two and two together. Dao's villainy knows no bounds, sowing seeds of despair in our Queen Mother's heart, that she might transform into that monstrosity. If she were the first to turn, then there was nothing deliberate about it. Still, it's clear his words served as the catalyst. If we kill the blasphemy, it'll be tantamount to killing the Sahagin's queen. That's not going to endear them to us one bit. I cannot turn my spear against the mother who birthed me, let alone take her life. Out of curiosity, did anyone see who fired that shot? Were it not for them, we'd all be dead. I know not, but we must formulate a plan, and quickly. My scouts tell me that the blasphemies left the island and now roams the open sea. I'll order them to continue the search. In the meantime, we must find a means to overcome the beast's formidable offense. Leave that to us. Time and again, we've used our wits and experience to triumph over the longest odds. To defeat your enemy, first you must know your enemy. Tell me, Commander, what do you reckon is the most valuable knowledge we gleaned from our initial encounter? That the blasphemy is the Sahagin Queen transformed? Indeed. If the beast still has some memory of what it once was, he may very well be able to predict its future actions. But that's not all we've learned. While the blasphemy can maneuver through the water, it also frequents caves and the likes. Our best chance of defeating it would be in such a place. Our only chance, I dare say. I'll send scouts to identify any and all large caverns and coastal areas that could serve as shelter for a massive creature, to ensure the safety of our people and to have any hope for peace with the Sahagin. This is a battle we must win. All your strength and wisdom will be needed in the days to come. Dismissed. Come, let us share our findings with the Maelstrom. Now that we've seen what the blasphemy is capable of ourselves, it is more plain to me than ever that it must be slain. Reach out to all trade ships entering and departing Limsa. Inform them that any sightings of the blasphemy are to be reported to Maelstrom Command at once. Understood, but given the beast's abilities, how do you intend to overcome it? I trust the company of heroes and after, experienced primal slayers all, will find a way. And yet I would leave no resource untapped. There is one more whose expertise I would call upon, if he would agree. Even Wayscat is at a loss as to his former commander's whereabouts, but mayhap Einzar could offer some guidance. No doubt you're still fatigued from the battle with the blasphemy. Pray, rest while you're able. When we're ready to take further action, you will hear from me. Till then, take care. Ah! Wish I had better news for you, but the blasphemy continues to elude us. Can you hear me, Commander? This is Wastecat. I have an idea how we might take down the blasphemy. Meet me in Costa del Sol soon as you're able. Well, that sounds promising. I'll tell the Admiral you'll be away for a bit. Godspeed and stay safe out there. Apologies for having you come all this way. Ever since our encounter with the blasphemy, I've been racking my brain to find a way of dealing with its debilitating attack. Sadly, I've come up empty-handed. My companions fare no better. That's when I started thinking, if only our finest was still with us. He always had a knack for noticing what the rest of us missed. His eyes were so sharp he could spot a foe's weakness with a single glance. It's thanks to him that we were able to slay both Leviathan and Titan, and live to tell the tale. The rub is, well, he's a bit eccentric. And yes, I know you could say that about all the company members. But unlike us, he prefers to work from the shadows. Truth be told, I've not seen him since the day we disbanded. I doubt he'd help his old comrades even if we asked. But an order from the company's acting commander would be a different story. In our heyday, we had a way of reaching him. Whistle at the forked road and sooner or later he'd show himself. Didn't matter when, winter or summer, broad daylight or dead of night. He'd always be watching from afar. With any luck, he still is now. I've rambled on enough. Go on now. This may be our best and only hope. Whistle. Here I was enjoying my retirement. Why'd you have to go and bloody whistle? I think it's the scarf. The scarf and the hair. It's reminding me of the villain from Skyward Sword. Call me Lawrence. I'm the company's resident sharpshooter. At least I was in my day. No need to tell me who you are. I've been watching you for quite some time. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm just curious how my former mates are faring. Not as curious as folks were about me, though. First Wastecat, then old Mistbeard himself. As if those codgers could ever catch me. And now Eorzea's storied hero summons me forth. No need to say why. You're going to ask me to help you take down the blasphemy. I'm not asking you. I'm ordering you. Ha! You drive a hard bargain. I like that. Who am I to refuse an order from the company's acting commander? So tell me, acting commander, what specific duty would you task me with? I trust you do have a plan. So you need a way to neutralize the beast's most potent attack. I can tell you like getting up close and personal with your foes, so you'll be needing support from a distance. Who do you suppose might be best suited to that role? You, of course. You're a self-described sharpshooter. Damn right. My eyes are among the keenest in the realm, as you've doubtless heard from Wastecat. In pure marksmanship, none in limbs are the Admiral's equal. Yet Merlwyb's ill-suited for a supporting role. Not for lack of skill, of course, but rather... Come think of it, there's something you should know. Follow me. I mean, the fact that she uses muskets means that she can only hold 2 shots per weapon. And that's only because they're double-barreled. Whereas he seems more like a machinist, so he could have a clip instead. Although it does still appear to be a flintlock style, so maybe not. Like the view, wouldn't you say? I often come here to admire the sea. If you would, indulge me for a minute and I'll spin you a yarn. Just try not to doze off. Back in piracy's golden age, the League of Lost Bastards ruled the Rotano. I was one of them, as was Merlwyb. We were led by none other than our old man, Blowfist, most feared captain on the IC. Feared by his enemies, that is. Stern and unforgiving though he was, took me under his wing and showed me the ropes. Aye, he was like a father to me, to all of us, till that fateful day. It was in the year 1562 of the 6th Astral Era. Laments and merchantmen were struggling with nigh constant raids by the Sargin. Round this time, Blowswin had yielded the day-to-day leadership of the bastards to Merlwyb, his pride and joy. She was still growing into the role though, and everyone knew the old captain was still calling the shots. Old Blowfist had a noble streak he did. Ordered us to defend the traders from the fishbacks. Merlwyb led the effort, and we fought day after day to keep the sea safe. The fighting was fierce. We always came out of it in one piece. Till we didn't. Till after a skirmish, a Sahagin survivor with his last breath summoned forth the Lord of the World. The great beast toppled our masts and cracked the keel like an egg. We clambered aboard the merchantman as our own ship sank. Naught to do but wait for the end. But then comes Blowfist and his bleeding flotilla out of nowhere to pull us out of the fire. And he did. But the League of Lost Bastards would never be the same again. For even though we'd escaped with our lives, we soon discovered Captain Blowfist, our iron-willed, unwavering leader, had fallen under Leviathan's thrall. Of course, in those days, we didn't know much about drowning or tempering. Didn't know what to make of our captain as he grew more haggard by the day, his words devolving into crazed rambling. Then one day, vanishes, taken off with half our men. Not long after, a band of pirates calling themselves the Serpent Reavers began taking prizes in the Indigo Deep alongside the Sahagin. At their helm was none other than Captain Blowfist, who'd cast his lot with the fishbacks. Merlwyb knew what had to be done, and to her credit, she didn't shirk from the deed. She acted quick, sneaking off under cover of night with a skeleton crew without so much as telling me. Of course, that didn't stop me from stowing myself in the cargo hold and joining her on the journey. She was none too happy to see me at first. Wanted to leave me out of it, she said. But seeing as I made myself known when she was struggling to fend off her order reavers and fishbacks, it wasn't hard to win her over. Her twin muskets fell in one after the next, as my sharpshooting kept her safe from afar. We cut a path to the centre of the isle. It was there we found Blowfist, or rather the miserable wretch who'd been reduced to. All bones, with skin shriveled and a tangled mat of white hair, eyes bulging from his head like a fish as he prayed to the Lord of the World. Merwib challenged him to a duel. A dim memory must have flickered in his drowned mind, for he accepted. And so, with only me there to witness it, Merwib ended her father's life. The League of Lost Bastards would have lived up to its name if it weren't for Merwib. She assumed full command and restored us to our former glory. Not long after, she triumphed in the Trident and was named Chief Admiral of Limsa Laminza. I often think back upon that day. See her charge into battle, muskets blazing. Might seem reckless to some, but that's how Captain Blowfist taught her. She knows no other way. That's why I made it my job to support her from the shadows. And it's a role in which I'll happily serve again. I owe that much to her, old man. My only doubt was whether you, my friend, were worthy of commanding me. Watching you from afar's answered that question. Aye, tell Wastecat and the rest of my good-no-good companions that Lauren stands with them. Whee! Oh, Jesus. Ugh. Did Lauren show himself? Aye. Now there's a surprise. Had some hope your words might reach him, but never did I imagine he'd agree so readily. Ah, just one thing. I'd appreciate if you didn't mention Lawrence's involvement to the company. Landonell in particular. They'll find out soon enough regardless. At any rate, this gives us new hope in our battle against the blasphemy. All that remains is to set the snare and lure the beast into our clutches. Our scouts are on the lookout for the creature as we speak. If the latest reports are to be believed, we're drawing ever closer. And with that, I best get back to it. Can I trust you to report these latest developments to the Maelstrom? Until we meet again, Commander. Okay, and now we've got one more quest, which will be the actual fight against the blasphemy. I can do my retainers as well whilst I'm playing. Okay. Not amazing, but it's glam. Thinking about it, I have some stuff that I need to sell. How much do these sell for? Fucking nothing. Okay, we will not try and sell those. Those sell for fuck all. I mean, it makes sense. The reason why I would sell them is that I already have more than I need. But same could be said of logograms. There were ones that I had more than I needed, and yet they still sold. I don't think Bosnia is quite as active as Eureka, though. Thinking about it, part of that is probably to do with the fact that Bosnia isn't in the free trial. So there's less people that have access to it. And the fact that it's later in the game, it takes longer to get access to it as well. The search for the blasphemy continues, though I understand you've been carrying out an entirely different investigation. You could say that. A marksman by the name of Lawrence, eh? The Admiral will be pleased. Of course, we won't have much call for his skills until the blasphemy's found. Rest well and prepare yourself as necessary in the meantime. Lawrence. Why does that ring a bell? Despite our best efforts, the blasphemy continues to elude us. For the time being, we... Sorry to interrupt, but I have an incoming communication from Wayscat. Probably Waystgate, but fuck it. Commander, we've snared ourselves a blasphemy. We've our erstwhile companion Riol to thank. Knowing that the creature was once the Sahagin queen, he kept a close eye on the spawning grounds. Sure enough, he spied a massive black shadow moving beneath the water not long ago. After receiving word, Shamani Lamani directed the Maelstrom warships in the vicinity to herd the beast with cannon fire into the Sestasha Sea Grot. Isolated as the Sea Grot is, we can engage our foe without putting small folk at risk. Any words for your men, Commander? The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. You don't have to tell me twice. I've been aching for a rematch. Rush in blindly and it'll go as poorly for you as it did the first time. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll show up just in time to see me deal the killing blow. Now, can we not save our vitriol for the quarry which I've lured to the perfect spot that is now waiting patiently for all of you to put it out of its misery? Shah! Brayflock's gobby booms blast over big blasphemy into bitty pieces. A motley crew you'll never find. It will serve you well when the battle's joined. Believe you me. Fuck my fucking... My brain. It's fucked. That's what, like, 4 hours of sleep will do to you, but... Fuck. This is Merwib. I'll ready a warship at once. Assemble outside the Wench once you've all seen to your preparations. So time's come. Pray for your victory. The others should be along soon. Oh, yes. There's the music. Every time this song comes on, it pumps me up. It's difficult not to. The blasphemy is still contained within the Sestasha Sea Grot. There it will meet its end and navigate her willing. Would that my brothers and I could join you in the fight. Yet blasphemous though it may be, that beast was once our mother. I understand, Noel. Forgive us what we must do. Were there a means to reverse the transformation, we would do all in our power to bring your mother back. Sadly, there is nothing left of her to save. For the future of the Sahagin and the Limsa alike, the blasphemy must be laid to rest. And when the deed is done, I would bring your brothers, even the crushing tide, aboard the great ship we call Vilbrun. I do not want to slay your mother. This thing she has become, a mindless beast who would enslave and kill her own. It is an affront to the memory of who she was. It is not her. It is not. Remember this always. You must. I will not ask you shoulder the burden of matricide. When the time comes to strike the final blow, I will do the deed. Admiral, all you say is true, and yet... Commander, a
I've sighted a group of fishbacks, crutching tide most like, heading straight for the sea grot. You'd best make your way there and fast. Time to move out then. Any words for your men before we set sail? Don't go dying on me out there. Our new commander's sounding more and more like the old one. But enough talk. It's time to show the realm that the company of heroes hasn't lost a step. Ah. We'll stand a better chance of slipping past the crushing tide if we split up. After and I will go together, while the rest of you take a different route. Let us brook no further delay. To Sestasha! My queen, I beg of you, pray show your loyal son mercy. Oh, okay. That solves one problem. The Indigo Beast. It's Dao. Or what's left of him. Speaker Dao, why would our queen do such a thing? It is as the Shorewalkers say. What we thought a blessing is in truth a terrible curse. The horror. We must away at once. And leave the Shorewalkers to face our Queen Mother alone? No, I stand with them. You mustn't sully your hands with the blood of your mother. Go and be with your kin. Go! Forgive me. Hey, Lauren. I was beginning to think you'd wandered off a cliff, Lawrence. Must you say it like that? I prefer to think of myself as fashionably late. But enough talk. It comes. Impressive that you managed to do that without even touching her. Not impossible, but still impressive. Here it comes. We're counting on you, Lawrence. Leave it to me. Aye, no enemy's weakness escapes my sight. Okay. Interesting that this canonically means... See how easy that was? I reckon you can do it too, Acting Commander. That this basically means there was a machinist before there ever was a machinist. It's like, fair enough, Merlwyb uses guns, but she's based on a musketeer, which was supposed to be a class, but got
got axed. And then it was very much so changed by the time that Heavensward came around. Okay. You might take a minute to kill. Especially if you do shit like this. Oh, hello. She can fly? That's new. Okay, but no waste, now waste stats here as well. So he's gonna be tanking. Oh, and he's not the only one. Yeah, they're all here. Well, except Shamani Lamani. This is cool. We're fighting with the Company of Heroes. Okay, this is a Shiva style situation. Oh. Waste gap. Ooh.
What now? Brayflox feels ouchy. It's enough ether to go blasting this entire island. We better work fast. We stand with you. Aww. Sea's blessing. Null and the crushing tide. Let us stand as one, my friends.
The winds favor us. I will not yield.
Congratulations. You just helped kill your mother. Thank you for helping us kill your mother. Oh no, she's using the same gun. I will not ask for your forgiveness. I promise, you will be remembered for the mother you were. Admiral, I have no words. Our Queen Mother returns to the depths in eternal slumber. With your strength, you could have crushed us easily. Why did you spare our lives? The beasts and blasphemies are born from the despair in our hearts. But no more. I would break the cycle. Though Tao may have been blind to it, I believe in a future where Sahagin and Leminson live in harmony. Even after losing who she was, your queen made for your spawning grounds, and it is there she drew her last breath. When your next queen is crowned, know that she will have a safe place to raise her young. Once you have selected a suitable location, Limsa Lominsa will recognize and honor your claim. A promise for which we are grateful, Admiral. But what of the other peoples of Vilbrand? The kobolds are open to the idea. The details will need to be negotiated, but I am confident we can reach an agreement. Sahagin, Kobold, and Leminson alike yearn to abide in peace. We can make it so. I have never fought alongside Shorewalkers before, but I must say, it felt good. We have fought our neighbors for generations. It has won us only suffering and tragedy. I beg of you, lay down your spears. Shah. 'Twill take time and effort to bridge the gulf between our peoples, but bridge it we shall. He's trying to sneak off. dare say we have a lot of talking to do as well, don't we, Commander Lawrence? Ah, Landonel. If you'd just allow me to explain... Let's be off before they drag us into this mess. Perfect timing, Acting Commander. You must save me from this bloodthirsty bastard. Well, Lawrence, let's hear your excuse. It better be a good one. Why in the seven hells were you skulking about in the shadows while we did all the dirty work? Huh, think you lot would be any happier if I'd showed myself sooner. I can hear your whinging now. What, you didn't think we could handle this on our own? I'd be bloody furious regardless. Don't think I've forgotten what happened, or rather didn't happen, on the day of our duel. Even though the future of the company hung in the balance, I waited and waited and waited some goddamn more, and still you never turned up. I've got you now, and I will have satisfaction. Given Lawrence's penchant for late arrivals, I couldn't help but worry too. To say he cut it fine would be an understatement. And not by choice, as usual. My scouts observed him roaming near Costa del Sol not long ago. It would seem our commander's woeful sense of direction has not improved in the least. I'm honestly surprised you never realised, Landenel. That was to blame for his extreme tardiness. The commander did indeed arrive at the agreed-upon location for your duel, after the sun had risen and set a half-dozen times. Navigator, take me. Shamani, you promised that would stay between the two of us. Brayflocks, you have a kind word or two for your old commander, don't you? Commander Lawrence, commander no more. New commander, friend to gobbies everywhere. Does many sweet sweat works for gobby kind. And there I thought you were too much of a coward to face me in battle. Come no, Landenel. You know me better than... Then it's settled. We fight here and now. On your guard. Put that thing down, I say. You could hurt someone with that. Hey, Quizzled, how you doing? Hard to believe he was once the glue that held this merry band together, that's right. Sorry, I thought that was a continuation of the sentence. Merry band together. That's right. You had yet realised the obvious. Lawrence is our former commander. Forgive me for not stating it plainly sooner. Didn't want you to think we doubted your leadership. He's got his quirks, but as you saw, he's a force of nature on the battlefield. Anyhow, I think we can all say your stint as acting commander has been a rousing success. Now I reckon it's about time you gave your final order. Company of Heroes band break once more? Greyflocks never liked parting with gobby friends. Hear, hear. I may have my complaints, but when we're together, a good fight's never far away. You hardly need a company or commander to get you that. And should Limsa again be imperiled, there's nothing stopping us from rising to the occasion. Till then, you're all strong enough in your own right. Why not serve the weak in your own ways? You've had quite the turn of duty. all good things must come to an end. Any parting words before we go our separate ways? Let the company of heroes be disbanded. Finally, I can enjoy some semblance of peace again. At least as much peace as a man can enjoy waiting hand and foot on the Lord of Costa del Sol. May have been rough sailing at times, but I rather enjoyed serving under you, acting commander. Well, if you've something to say, let's hear it. Return to the whalers and keep the murdering to a minimum. As if I needed you to tell me. While I enjoyed the diversion, I know as well as any that my true place is in Gridania, leading a respectable life. You may not have been the perfect commander, but 12 as my witness, I hope to fight by your side again. Farewell. I await your orders, Commander. Look after the Ooh, brave Noon. Aye, I have responsibilities. A tribe that wants for my guidance and protection. I can ill afford to tarry here much longer. Nevertheless, it is with some regret that I take my leave. For all their faults, of which they have many, they are my companions, and I will miss them. Well, let's hear it, Commander. You owe me a bottle of the finest Bacchus. Bacchus. Indeed, indeed. I mean to return to Wineport as soon as I've tied up a few final loose ends here. Speaking of wine, I've always preferred the older vintages. Left asleep in their barrels for many a summer, they come out tasting better than ever. One might say the same about our own company. Pish, shock. Braveflox wants busy work. Braveflox awaits Uplander's lip flaps. No more cheese wars. Please. Braveflox feels heavy heart, but accept Uplander's bossy words. Braveflox had good times and happy feels with gobby friends. But good times will come again. And when they do, new boomsticks will bring blasty doom much fastness. And on that note, I ought to be on my way. Slipping away again, are we? You are a creature of habit. I resented you for it at the time, you know. I think I understand now. Better to shun fame and not serve as an example for glory seekers too eager to fight and too quick to die. You're overthinking it. I'm a creature of whimsy. A man who lets the tailwind carry him where it will. But more importantly, this new age belongs to the new blood. I've had my day in the sun. If you succeed in brokering peace with the Beastmen, there'll be no need to worry about primals. The company can go into permanent retirement. Then I can say I did right by the old man. If you hadn't been there for us both, don't know if I could have pulled the trigger. Thank you, Lawrence. Brother. I did nothing. It was you who shouldered Captain Blowfist's burden, and that the entire League. I'm sorry, Melwood. No, it hasn't been easy for you. But I dare say you've worked hard enough. Maybe us company folk aren't the only ones in need of a retirement. Ah, said too much. Lawrence holding his tongue. Gods, you have changed. But yes, my greatest test as Admiral still lies ahead, as we steer the great ship Vilbran toward a new future. Huh, you truly are your father's daughter. I owe you my thanks, too.
dare say you did almost as good a job keeping my men to task as I could have done. Call it a hunch, but something tells me our paths may cross again. But forgive me if I carry on like I've never seen you before. Not unlike my old friend Mistbeard, I prefer to keep my past in the past. And with that, I'm off. Take care of yourselves.
Blasphemy is no more. We will never know lasting peace until the crushing tide agrees to lay down their arms. It will be a daunting task. As we saw in Sestasha, they are not beyond reason. I will do all in my power to see that your efforts, the sacrifices of my brothers, were not in vain. Forgive us. Even after being freed from false god's thrall, still we clung to our hateful beliefs. It was easier to hearken to Speaker Dao's every word and turn a blind eye to the harsh truth. Easier and cowardly. I will return and speak with my brothers of the crushing tide. I will tell them of our Queen Mother's sacrifice and the vision of hope you have shared with us. I ask only that you give us time, and trust us to make our own decision. You have my word. If you would not be averse, let us return to the spawning grounds together. Adventurer, I have no words to express my gratitude to you. I will repay you the only way I know how. By doing my part to usher in an age where Shorewalker and Sahagin stand as one.
Ugh, fuck me. It's not over yet, okay. At least I shouldn't have to do any more Sahagin voices. Just us now, it would seem. Ever since we achieved a measure of peace with the kobolds, I prayed this day would come. Though it is, of course, only a beginning, negotiations must be held, and words exchanged in earnest will invariably lead to flared tempers and bruised egos. Such things always accompany meaningful progress. The history of Vilbrand is one of bloodshed. We have the power to change our ways. After all, it is clear we are united more by our similarities than we are divided by our differences. I will share what I have seen of the Sahagin with my fellow Laminsans, and listen closely to their doubts and concerns. For it must be a harmony not foisted upon them from above, but one which they aspire to of their own free will. No doubt Noel and his brothers feel the same. Again, you have come to Limsa's aid. My aid. At a time we needed it most. When we next meet, I hope 'twill not be as admiral and adventurer, but as friends. Mayhap trading ward stories over ales at the Wench. But for now, I must return to my duties. Drafting reports and decrees is hardly the most exciting part of my role, but it is a necessary one. If you happen to pass through Razat Han, pray share your exploits with our delegate there. Doubtless he'll be interested to hear your first-hand account. That is a fair point. One day I will lay down these muskets of mine for good. But not yet, Father. Not yet. Okay. Back to Razat Han.
After you return, pray tell, what news from my homeland? Extraordinary, and a chance at peace with the Sahagin. These are heartening tidings indeed. Without a doubt, you've helped to dispel the pall of despair that once hung over Vilbrand. Our people now bask in newfound hope. I must share the news with the others. All glad will they be to hear that the threat to Limsa Laminza is no more. Thank you again, my friend. I don't care what... Oh, okay, I didn't get to choose it. Alright. You can now dye the job-specific gear. Right, yes. Yes. So Doman... Oh, okay, yeah, I wasn't seeing the Ishgardian. Okay. I don't want to jump into the next one. So what if we jump into a bit of Bosnia instead? At least I can poke my head in. I'm hoping there's actually some people in there. By the sounds of it, there's a critical engagement. It's the Dalriada. Okay. As much as I wouldn't be against doing the Dalriada, there's barely anyone here. That doesn't bode super well for trying to do critical engagements. Because while I can farm them myself, it's a little dicey doing the full pulls solo. So... never mind. I join. I might still fuck off and go to light, but... that is precisely what I need. I need more Bloodsucker. As well. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, so this is the new mount that I have now. Because I farmed that many Bosnian crystals. So what's the next thing I want to buy? I think it's Windcaller, right? Given that that's the next most expensive thing. So if I buy that, then everything else is cheaper. Hi guys. I don't like that I'm here by myself. That's spooky. I mean, it scales, so it wouldn't actually be that bad, but still. I also attempted my first duel earlier today of Menenius. And I got him down to, I think, about 60% health or 70% health. And then died because he has like a... I don't know what to call it other than like a keyhole attack, where it's a moving bar AoE that goes across the screen, but there's a little safe spot in it. But there's a certain point where he starts comboing two of them together, going like from left to right and up and down. And
Yeah, it was the first time he did that. I was in a bad spot and got fucked for it. But after this fate, I only need 6 more. Ah, that was satisfying. Okay, well, there's at least one other person here that still needs Zone 3 critical engagements, so if nothing else, I should be able to farm them with them. Because my issue isn't with survivability. It is with damage. I just don't do a massive amount of damage. I don't do terrible damage, but compared to other classes. I don't agree that that second one should have been. Whatever. God, that's so much easier with 2 people. Hey! Nice. Want to do another pull? I mean, we can. It's fine. It cues the next CE. Much smoother than trying to do that by yourself. I can fucking tell you that. That would have taken me like 4 times as long to do. Just to kill that pull, never mind pulling together that many so quickly as well. The issue is going to be that once we exhaust the critical engagements here, there's only 4 in each zone and they have an hour cooldown. So if they all end up on cooldown, I might be best off shooting over to light anyway. hands on me. Oops. Double oops. Let's try and not make that a triple oops. Wait, twisting winds. Oh, yeah. I forget about twisting winds. I've only fought this guy once before this, I think. It's only the tanks that are still alive. Come on, just 11% left. Forget about it that time, you fucking idiot. Eh. Oh, Hypertuned Havoc. That's the next. Okay, we've gone straight into another critical engagement. So there's one more critical engagement after this. This one that's spawning now. Ugh. Oh, is it? Oh, it's 2 fates and then the critical engagement for this one, I think. Must be. Oh Lord! There's kind of a lot going on right now. Oh, and Arthur has completed adventure. Great. Oh Lord. In case you're wondering why I'm standing in the blue AoEs, it's to try and guide enemies into it, but it doesn't really matter because someone else has aggro. Sweet. I'm not that far off getting my next set of proof of metals as well.
Right, I better actually give myself an ability I can use. Oh, this one I've bought a couple. I think I'm a bit more familiar with this one. That being said, if I tell you right now what it does, that's what this one does. Yeah, this one. That's not good placement. the ones in the middle are not great. Yeah, and now I need to show them whole. Oh, okay, it's just I have to face them. Easy enough. I got the very easy options for that. This one, 2 on here, doesn't matter, dead. Sweet! I just need to kill 4 more of them, but there's only 1 more before they're on cooldown. At the minute. Oh, hell no. No, I can't. I would just fail and I would die. I need to look up the duels.
Oh god. Oh god. Chocobo. Chocobo. Oh, lordy. God damn. Come on. That's an awful lot of bad I'm standing in. But it's fun. Oy.
Ah, yes, the song of my people. Shit getting fucked up.
There's the Dalriada again. Which normally would mean that it's been about an hour. But the Dalriada's timer gets reduced for every fate or critical. It's either fate or critical engagement that you do. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you. At this rate, one of the ones that we'd already done might pop again. Which honestly wouldn't be the worst thing for me, because I do need more critical engagements, so it doesn't matter which one pops. I'll take them all. As long as they're from this area. Dude, thank you. Jesus. Okay. I mean, you don't need a mace leader. But thank you. This is an effective bomb. Jesus. Let's start grabbing them. Dude, Jesus, why does some of them just not want to aggro? Why does that one really not want to? Don't think I've ever done this fate before. Oh, it's these fuckers. Okay. Sweet. Okay, the guy that's been helping to spawn CEs is going to be leaving after this one. So, we might not have much of a chance of popping more of them. Although I do think that I've been in here for about an hour, so... If they want to pop, it'll be good. I just need 4 from right now, so if the other 3 that we've already done start popping, I'll be happy.
This one. To be fair, I did say that I was gonna not go too late. So. If I would like to end today having done all of the critical engagements that I have to do for this stage of the relic stuff, because after that I could just start focusing on like Delaware for a little while or something. it's just apart. We have that many of them. That's how this one works. And then you have to run away from that one because that one's going to be the next one to explode.
You weren't hearing me that well. Apologies. Fixed it. Yeah, now then it gets to this bit, and does this just operate the same way as like Sophia? I think it does, in which case this is safe. I'm learning. Okay. So those are donuts. That one guy got fucked. Good thing they had re-raise. Just before the end of the fight. Oh yeah, I should be able to buy some more proofs of metal after the next CE. God damn it. Thank you. Oh yeah, there's not enough enemies for Bloodsucker to out-heal them. But Bloodsucker's also not doing too bad, right? Again, you can see the difference in damage. Yes, help me, Reaper. Yeesh. Now they're gonna fuck off to go and do that. Okay. That bodes well for me. Don't forget my mitigation. Don't forget my mitigation. I'm not a very good tank. Girl. Got a little close there. Still have home gang if I need it as well, but I often forget it exists. Hey. Okay. Really?
Oh god. Oh god. Fuck.
I mean, had they have waited, I could have come and rest them, but... Okay. No real skin off my nose. What do I want? What do I want? Well, I have set myself back one fate or half a critical engagement by dying. Oh no. Another one bites the dust. home gang. Praise be unto home gang. Oy. Can something pop? I feel like it's definitely been an hour. In fact, I can tell, yeah, it has. Because you start with 180 minutes, and I'm less than 120, so I've been here for over an hour. And it was within a few minutes of me joining the instance that the first critical engagement popped. So it's been an hour since we did the first critical engagement. Math. Eesh. All right. I don't have home gang for another minute and a half. Things were going really, really smoothly, and then suddenly they weren't.